Approximately 66% of men will have experienced some degree of hair loss by the age of 35.
Ew.
Look, it's just stress. Just shave it, kid.
Okay, listen, it's not that bad.
Where'd your hair at?
Yeah,
We're bald bodies, right?
Season 2.
So happy it is Thursday. How is it going, Skylar? It feels like it's been ages since we have done this.
Chris, welcome back. Welcome back, Cue Balls. Season 2. Wow, what a start to the show.
Wow.
What a start. Look at that opener, man. New season, new what do you call that? What intro?
New everything.
New everything.
We got new intro music, which we're pretty excited to talk about here on today's episode, and new images. Got them updated faces to look at.
Chris, it's I feel like a new me, honestly.
Yeah, it is. New season, new me.
Well,
definitely.
Well, there's a reason why I feel so like new and like evolved, really.
Why is that?
Well, Chris, I went to my first rave a couple weekends ago. Yeah.
First rave at almost 30. That's pretty brave.
Yeah, 29. Best looking guy there. Went to a rave and got to experience that culture. Fantastic. I am way too old to do that.
I was saying, and how late did you make it?
Oh man. So here's the thing. For one, it was in I think it's Joliet, Illinois.
Okay.
And it was at the Forge. Okay, for anyone, probably no one knows what that is, but
I've never heard of it.
Well, you should have, because Drake Bell, Drake and Josh.
Yeah, from Drake and Josh.
From the show Drake and Josh, he performed there.
No way.
On the stage. Yeah, man.
Wow.
So pretty big deal that I went there. Pretty big deal. And so basically, it was called it's called the Freak Show, and there's a whole bunch of lined up. What do you call them? Bands? They're not bands. What are they called?
Artists.
There you go. Artists.
There we go.
Yeah, a bunch of artists there. With a mixture of from EDM, which I didn't know was a thing until recently. EDM music. Oh, you're familiar.
Electronica dance music, if I could say it right. Yeah,
that's what it means. Well, hey, whatever that, and dubstep. Okay, so yeah, and then dubstep, and then I think some techno was in there, but it started at 9 and it went till 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Did you make it until 3?
Yeah, no, we left before 3 a.m. We left before 3 a.m. Yeah.
I can imagine.
No,
I'd be asleep on a table.
It was fun because prior, kind of the lead up to the show, my uncle and I went with my family. And my uncle and I decided to brainstorm the idea of going to a thrift shop and finding our attire for the night. Which was
very nice. Is this where the neon colors came from?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You pop some images up there. You'll get to see the loudest thing in the room, other than the music. It was definitely.
If y'all couldn't tell, the little season teaser isn't Baldwin. It's actually Skylar with Baldwin's face over the top. So there's a little editing magic for you right there.
Yeah, for sure. Almost identical, but
almost.
I have everything I wore there except for my lovely New Balance shoes that I wear all the time. Was found at this thrift shop. I mean, from chartreuse to
now what's that? What color is that?
Highlighter color.
Which like yellow?
No, but it's chartreuse. It's highlighter color is what they call that. Yeah. To a bucket hat I found there.
Nice.
To a rainbow tie-dye beanie baby that I put in a also rainbow dabbing unicorn fanny pack. You guys can see that below as well.
Now, question: did it have the tag? Because if it had the tag, it might have been worse.
The beanie baby had the tag, yeah, for sure.
Oh, did you save it? Put it in a case?
It's on my bookshelf. I also constructed a little face mask for him because he's not fully vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I put that whole attire together. My uncle had some crazy outfit as well, and we went. And so we're thinking like, okay, so we're gonna stand out, and we got a bunch of like what do you call it, glow sticks, and we decked out the whole it was great. We went all out for this, and we went there thinking that, of course, we're gonna be those obnoxious people there, and Chris, we fit in.
Oh, I guarantee
we fit in. We fit in. Everyone
it was pretty common attire.
Everyone was giving us compliments. From the moment we walked in till the moment we left, and it was super fun. Because I don't get embarrassed really very often, and when walking in there, was super fun, and just going up there, it was fun. So we go to the show, and we get there around 9:30, fashionably late, half hour late, and we walk in, and it's like that. The dim lights, smoke machines, all that stuff, dude. It was super fun, and we got to see a bunch of people lined up, all the artists. They got to go up there, and it's so funny because compare a person walking up with their computer, right, to like I went to, like, I guess, a Nickelback concert. Right. Okay. Because I've been. That's the only.
Okay. So this is the only time you've seen this genre of music.
100%. Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah, dude. Okay. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't even know what the half the stuff was before even going to this. I had no idea. Okay. But no, we went, and we had a really good time. And these guys would come up there with their computers, and they're just like freaking. They're playing their stuff. The people they had some mixing boards up there,
of course,
stuff like that.
Plenty of light shows.
Oh, the lights, the lights were going off like crazy at the smoke machines. It was so fun. And we actually had we came there to support one individual DJ, or DJ artist, I guess you could say. Would that be the same thing?
We'll ask him what he wants to be called.
Okay, yeah, we can ask him. But we have him on the show today. His name is WEBGEM. Okay. WEBGEM.
Now you're related to WEBGEM, right?
I wasn't going to mention that, but that's sure. We can say that.
Yeah, we can cut that out then.
Yeah, because it seems cooler if we weren't related, right? And then he's on the show.
True.
We can keep this now that we gotta keep it in. Yeah. Because now it's funny. But yeah, so we'll have him on the show, and I kind of wanted to talk to him about, and I could go on and on about the experience of being the best looking bald 29-year-old male there, for literally forever and a day. Yeah. But I think it would be cool to kind of have a little conversation about, because on the other end of the keyboard, right, on the other end of the computer, and him performing, it was his first gig, so that was really cool.
Okay.
So we all went out to support him, and it was fun. It was actually really fun, and we ended up going home around like 2:30 in the morning. We didn't get home till like 3:30.
It's a late night, but it sounds worth it.
Well, because it was also an hour and a half away from where they live.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay.
It's very late night, and I definitely needed 4 days to recover afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll bring him on, and we'll kind of talk to him a little bit about it, and I just, like I said, I didn't know anything about any of this stuff prior. I was trying to hype myself up for it, to have him send me some of his stuff, to kind of just get, so I'm not going in there blind.
Right.
But at the same time, I really enjoyed it, and it was really fun.
One, two, three, four.
So let's bring him on. Let's welcome WEBGEM.
All right, welcome WEBGEM.
What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm just so excited to be here. I'm like shaking right now. I'm like literally shaking, and then it just stops. Like,
you know what they say, biggest bald by choice podcast out there.
Yeah, I'm like so nervous. I'm not bald.
Hey, you know what? We make everyone feel welcome. We let bald or not, bald by choice or not.
Can I touch your head?
Sure.
All right.
How did it feel?
Okay. When you showed up, I seen your forehead, and I was like, that clean shaved forehead, bro.
Dude, with the lasers.
It's just so clean.
With
It
the
was
lasers.
slimy though.
Yeah, whatever it was. I don't know. I'm not bald, but yeah, that's what's up.
That's what's up. Hey, so this was your first gig, right?
Yeah, first one at, like a venue. Like, I've been DJing a few years now, producing music, doing all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it was first one, right after COVID. I've been preparing a bunch leading up to that. So I'm excited for, getting more shows in the future, doing all that sort of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, I bet that was nice to kind of sit back and you get a little bit of time to just work on your music, have some fun with it, see what you like, see what you don't like. It was probably pretty good.
There was a lot of time. I mean, COVID was like what, like a full year, and like I was producing before that. And
okay.
I'm like, like it literally, COVID was like the worst thing for, like live DJs and live events. It was so bad.
Oh yeah.
100%.
It was so bad for it.
That's why you see so many of those people going to YouTube, right, and things like that, trying to get
those live streams.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of those.
Okay.
Twitch, TikTok blew up, that sort of stuff.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to get all that info for you here before the night is out, so that we can get everybody connected.
For sure.
Music.
So talk to me a little bit about this, WEBGEM. The process of, like you said you were, concentrating on your music and kind of making things throughout the year of COVID and whatnot. What goes into like the creative flow of making one of these? What do you call it? Beats? What do you call those?
Well, particularly I've been producing a lot of dubstep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, dubstep. So it's a form of it's like a genre of EDM, electronic dance music. So I'm mixing and producing things like rhythm, trap, dubstep, and then there's so many different genres. There's so many different people have their own techniques and everything into like literally how they produce. There's so many different ways, and literally it's like a learning process the whole way through, because
I'm sorry, keep going.
Go ahead. What were you gonna?
Sorry, I did not mean to.
It's cool.
Stop your train of thought there. I was just gonna ask. We know the big ones, right? We know there's the Modest Mouse and things like that out there. Is there anybody in particular that you kind of take and you say, I want to make music like that? Is there anybody in the genre, or are you just trying to do your own thing, produce your own style?
So you have those like industry leaders that have been there for a while, like like Daddy Skrillex and right now I really like Subtronic's what he's doing right now. He's really been popping off like the last year and a half in dubstep, just making like original sounds that like literally like is so original to him, and he's like playing such good shows and everything. I saw him in Chicago before COVID hit, actually, and I seen like Hero Bust. I was just at Sunset Music Festival, so like when I'm going there, I'm like, as like a producer in me, I'm like going there to have like a ton of fun and like see their styles and mixing. Like I really enjoy seeing that. And yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. And I realized I did say Modest Mouse and not Dead Mouse. I saw that little smirk when I said it.
I'm sure there's a Modest Mouse.
Oh my God.
So there is a Modest Mouse, and they make very different music, let me tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's like, like I try to stay, following the leaders as well as like the people like in my bracket, like underground,
Sure, yeah.
underground stuff that's like, people that are trying to push their music out, like their music has more potential than what they're at. And like connecting with those types of artists.
I think that's one of those things, right? That's kind of cross genre when it comes to any type of band. I played a little bit of music, growing up and tried the band thing out, but I don't think it really matters where you're at in a genre. It's the underground that's kind of pushing the envelope, right? it's eventually going to be what's mainstream. But the question is, which one's going to make it, right? And who's going to get their sound bites? Who's going to be what it is? So it's kind of interesting. I think that's probably a good way to take it, right? Know the people that you're going to be playing with.
Yeah,
Only
I mean,
help each other.
I feel like it's like them trying to, you know, make a name for themselves by like really like pushing like, you know, like abstract sort of like ideas in music, you know, like not being like you can't really be like you could be mainstream, but I mean like the creativity really, you know, like the creativity about it, I feel like is like what's interesting, like overall artists and stuff. Like there's a lot that goes into it from like from producing to, you know, putting out the music to, you know, getting shows for it. I mean, there's a lot of different alleyways that you could take through music for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, especially with in your space, you know, what are you focusing on? You know, is it going to be the show aspect of it, or are you just diving only into the music? I'm sure there's some of that, but I kind of have a question for you because it is kind of a unique space. I think you've got a lot of freedom where you don't have if you're, you know, let's say in like a hair metal space, right, or like an indie space, you're kind of confined. You've got a lot of open room. So is there anything outside of musical artists that you kind of, you know, maybe anything else that you try to incorporate or bring into your music, the feel of what you're doing?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough question. I mean, like growing up, like I was big into sports, and so like
Okay.
I was a competitive person, you could say. So like I take like my production and like getting plays on that like very competitively. And so like I'm like literally like studying like other artists and like trying to copy like how they're producing their music. And like when I listen to mine, like I'll be listening to mine, like the thing is like I'll be listening to my music and like producing a track, you have to listen to it so many times, and your feedback to yourself is probably so different than like what somebody else would tell you. Like
Oh yeah.
just because like just imagine if your favorite song and then you had to listen to it 50 100 times and then tell me like it's still your favorite song.
Right.
It's like clouds your judgment, you know what I mean?
So yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I guess kind of off of that, is there like a group of people that you ask that you say, okay, this feedback is going to be brutally honest, but I'm also going to ask these people just because I know that they're going to say, oh, it's perfect, I love it, no matter what it is. Do you kind of have that, or do you just kind of throw it out to everybody you know and say, let me, you know, what do you think? How's it going?
There are some groups that I post links to and stuff. It's hard to get people to you know engage, but there are I'm mostly on SoundCloud posting like my fresh printed beats and
Okay.
stuff like that. So like literally like I'll post like unfinished work on SoundCloud and just try to get feedback, and then I'm like pushing out like new Spotify and Apple Music type stuff when I feel like it's finished.
Okay.
Besides that,
That's awesome.
there's like there's a lot of different groups, and I'm trying to get more feedback. You know, I'm trying to grow like more comments and stuff, and figure out like what my audience that like it's so small that I need to grow it up. So for to like understand like what my audience would want is kind of difficult for me. So which is why like I'm literally trying to produce as much content as I can at like any given time. Like I'm trying to put out my best work all the time is like literally my goal. Like I don't know, there comes a point where I'm like, do I need to like fester on like a production or something, or do I just give it to them and then try to tell as many people as possible to check it out and give me feedback? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It's a fine line for sure.
So like when you're producing your music, and this is okay, Chris's questions and my questions are going to be totally different because I have zero rhythm and I am completely musically illiterate, okay, and you know that, but so I guess what, coming from a person who uh literally has no clue whatsoever with any type of music at all.
Sure.
Um,
Which, by the way, I feel like is insane.
okay.
Right. Thank
Okay.
you. It's
Well,
so crazy to me.
well, hey.
All these years and I still don't get it.
Okay.
It
Well,
blows my mind.
whatever.
But you do love music. You do love certain tracks. Like everyone has that. Everyone has like those tracks that they go to. Like there's just different kind of people. I listen to so many different I listen to so many different tracks all day, and there's people that will listen to like the same album for a year. Like it doesn't matter. Like as long as like you're enjoying like listening, that's like you know what I mean. But anyways, you're what you're getting to.
No, yeah. So what I was saying is like, so do you? Okay. This is gonna be like a Beethoven thing because he was deaf and like he could hear it in his mind, right? And then he would produce and write the music. So now when it comes to you producing your music, do you go on your keyboard or computer and you're just mixing sounds back and forth and or trying everything, trial and error type of thing, or is it like do you kind of like hear it in your head and then produce it? You know what I'm saying?
I would say it's a bunch of all of that. So I'm taking samples, I'm taking like EQs and clippers and things like that. Things like Serum, like different applications that create like different like generic sort of sounds that you can like literally are like engineering different sounds and trying to create like your own unique sound that really stands out and sounds good in a song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of editing really. A lot of it depends if I'm going in with like free thought, like the track that you're gonna play that at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was clean. I was like, that is just so like.
Yeah, that's
such
legit.
a vibe.
We're pretty excited about it. The fans have already the cue balls. The fans, the cue balls. Sorry, they've already heard it. Yeah, we're really excited about it. We really appreciate that. It's gonna add a different feel. It's definitely gonna be a banging way to open this podcast compared to this. How much time did I spend on that last one? I think we were on there for like 10 minutes. Oh, that's good, and we're done.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, that one's really cool. And that's like specifically for this podcast. So I'm excited.
Legit.
I haven't like done something like that before for like literally like another profile.
Yeah.
But so I have this new track, Floral.
Okay.
It's unique. It's a new one. It's on my SoundCloud right now. I'll probably end up posting it under WEBGEM. I don't know if I'll put out like an EP or something. But yeah, that one I'm really excited about right now. That's what I've been working on recently.
And how you've been working on it, but like on average, how much time goes into, from beginning to end, from inspiration to submitting it to SoundCloud or Spotify? How much time goes into producing, on average, a single track or beat or whatever you want to call it?
So if I'm like posting everything out, I mean, everyone has like their different, like I don't want to give away like all my like producer secrets.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if like I'm really think like a track is really good and like I'm trying to like warm up like a profile, then I'll try to submit it like ASAP. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to get to the point where like I can create these like singles or like 4-track EPs that are just like really good for DJs essentially, because like when I'm on the turntables I'm like flipping like crazy. Mm-hmm. Which like I'm flipping from track to track, and if you can do that and it sounds good with like multiple tracks, like to me like that's what's up. But like everyone has their different forms when they're like up on the turntables.
Yeah, who is it? Steve Aoki, right? He kind of just hits a button and then he's doing just crazy things on stage with his light show and with the crowd. But it's
I
really
used to
just
think because I remember hearing they're like, oh, Steve Aoki, he like doesn't even like mix it when he's on stage, like, and he got caught doing that. Like before I started becoming a producer, I was like, wow, that's kind of like annoying. Or like that's like not cool. Like I want
it's
you
like
to be
lip
like,
syncing, right?
I want you to be mixing.
Yeah.
But when you think about like all the tracks that he's produced, Like me, like going through it and like producing it, it's like he can do that. Like he's literally on the front stage. Like it's such a difficult task to be able to, be doing that. And I want to be at the point where like I feel confident up there playing like an original mix.
Yeah.
Like all my tracks, like my new album, stuff like that. Like it's a lot of fun mixing other people's music, but at the same time, it's different playing all your music.
And see, that was. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I was gonna ask just because I'm really curious, especially like with this genre of music. It's just it's so foreign to me as everything else I did in my life, and I it's really cool. I love it. There's a lot of artists I like to listen to, but I guess there's so many ways today that you could go in and make a unique original track, but you might not even know how to play a piano. You might not know how to play a guitar, but you could know both of those, or you could just go into the software and know your music theory, know what notes, what chords sound good together, and make your own thing. So, I don't know if there's something you want to talk about or share, but I'm just interested. How do you go about it? Is this something where you do a little bit of both? I know you said you did some mixing of clips. Do you actually sit down and play? Is it all web-based? It's, I guess, what's your kind of process when it comes to something unique and original?
So like I grew up with like a piano around. So like I was like always just like randomly sitting down playing the piano, not even, just like trying to play like I don't even know, like literally like a mainstream song that I like learned how to play on YouTube.
Hot cross buns.
Yeah, yes. Like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Mary
like
Had a Little Lamb.
You learn how to play
mice.
that, and I played the drums too, which I realized was really good for 140 BPM.
I bet it is. Yeah.
in like grade school, which I'm like, why am I playing this like so like doof ch doof ch, and I feel like that might have like stuck with me because 140 BPM. That's what's like different about other music genres is that EDM is so much more fast paced than like what you would listen to like hip hop, alternative. Like there are like different branches, but like on average it's like 140 BPM, 150 BPM, and then there's like different genres that go like hard style that'll be like crazy like high
speed
fast,
metal.
yeah,
Just yeah.
Things
Yeah,
like that.
it's out there, but you're right. It's mostly kind of that standard 100 beats per minute, just clapping along, like all right. And people are thinking, but no, it's fast. No, that's just those are 8/10. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like you just really like that song apparently or something.
So you were playing. We were just talking about this earlier before you came on. You played at the Forge. This is the very first like big venue that you've showcased at, right?
Yep.
So what kind of led up to that, and then how? Secondary question. How did you produce original music for this specific show, or how did you pick up or pick and select which ones to play for this show?
So for this show, I was planning on playing like as many like of my favorite tracks that I've been listening to and bringing like the full energy that I could bring. And I ended up like playing some of my tracks. So I feel like it goes for like different artists, like depending on skill and everything and like how you feel about, like judging the crowd and everything about I mean, like I had like a whole playlist that I had, so I was like mixing the same playlist for a while that I was flipping through on that. So that's like mostly what I was playing there is some tracks that people that like listening to dubstep they'll like recognize.
So performing in front of an audience, that is literally my favorite feeling in literally the world. Secondary feeling would probably be like when I was in sales and getting a sale. I mean, that was right up there. That's just for me.
I mean, I can name another one, but yeah, we can keep going.
What's the third one?
No, that's fine.
Wait, what?
Well, we got to know
It
now.
was a joke. It was a joke. We'll keep rolling.
Okay. So that's like one of the best feelings ever is performing in front of an audience. But having that, I was in, an improv group, and performing in front of an audience, you have to have like an excited audience, a energetic audience, in order for you to have a good show, because you are basically feeding off of that, right? That energy, that that mindset of, okay, these people are excited and I'm excited, right? So comparing that, was that the same, being up there, in playing your music, is would that be considered a same feeling of, the more energetic the crowd, the better you would perform?
Oh, for sure. It's a lot of energy, especially like in EDM sort of division. But it's a lot different than like doing a live stream, because I do a lot of live streams on TikTok where I'm like mixing music, and like you get people that are like from the For You page, and they're just like trying to say hello to you, and I'm like, I'm kind of like mixing like really hard dubstep right now. Like it's kind of hard for me to say hello at the same time and like keep the music
putting
going.
in work.
Yeah, so doing that like through all of quarantine and like being online, and live streaming on Twitch and getting into like real people. Oh my gosh, it's real people.
Yeah.
Was like really exciting.
So like, what would you say that, was your favorite part of, from climbing up those stairs on the stage to climbing down the stairs? What was your favorite part of that whole experience?
Well, I think my favorite part is always, I don't know if it'll ever change. It'll just be being able to play the tracks that I want people to hear to the people, because like letting them hear, and also like the community. Like I'm not sure if plur is still a thing. In EDM it was pretty big, at least like a few years ago, like peace, love, unity, and respect. So like there's like a lot of ravers that'll run around like with candy and stuff like that. Super super cool. Like when you get into the community, there's like literally it's nonstop. Like you can go and literally like it's a lot about the community. It plays like a big part of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of music, right? I think in general, you go to just about any genre of show, and if you're into it and if somebody else is into it, it's just like this weird meld, right, of people where you might not know these people, but for the next hour to 3 hours, doesn't matter who you are, you're all kind of friends in that space.
Like I remember seeing hip hop shows when I was younger and being like, I can't believe other people are listening to him too. And then you go to one of his concerts and you're like, all of these people have been listening to this dude with me, and like that's
they're
like,
just as big of fans.
Yeah, that's like such a thing in common. That's just so fun to like go and like do in person and everything like that.
Now, with what you're doing a lot of live mixing, right? So I kind of wondering if it's the same kind of a thing as being on stage and like playing an instrument. Do you ever, when you really think about it, do you ever remember seeing the crowd? Or do you just remember the feeling of being on stage and the people around you on stage and then getting off stage?
Basically that, because the lights were so like bright at that point. And I'm like, first of all, you guys knew that I had to go on to my set earlier. I was already like nervous for my first show. And I was like, dude, I don't even understand. Like just whatever, and so the dude before me, the DJ before me, he loads his track into his DAW and into his like software, and his like computer completely crashes. And so they're like sitting there. It was like, I was like, literally like, I don't know, how are we gonna get through this? Like literally he was down for like 10 minutes, and they're like, can you go up like now? I'm like,
on the spot.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And so I did. And I just stuck with it. I was like, they need to hear these tracks. Like I literally had like such good rhythm and dubstep lined up. It was so fun.
So what's
That's
so
awesome.
cool about actually being there and seeing this? Okay, WebGem over here is being super modest because Chris, 10 minutes of downtime at a rave, Chris.
Oh my
Chris.
gosh.
In any concert, any stage, 10 seconds feels like an eternity. I can't imagine 10 minutes.
Speaking of,
oh my God.
Speaking of a very, like, you're supposed to keep the flow going and transition very well, fluidly. Like, no, this was like a dead stop, crickets in the parking lot, like, and it was up to WebGem here to go up early, and everyone had already, like, they're going out taking smoke breaks, they're going to the bathroom, they're getting drinks, they're getting food, they're whatever, puking in the bathroom, whatever they're doing. And what he had to do, which was so cool to see, and I'm gonna say, whether your cousin or not, I'm gonna be honest. You brought back the crowd, and from coming in from a very dead, crowd situation, and then bringing them into the front lines of the, by the stage, and then, getting people from outside. You did it. You were playing your stuff. You did it. Whatever. Whether there's a crowd in front of me or not, I'm sitting there. I'm gonna work it. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do what I came here to do. And you did. And you brought them all back. And everyone was freaking like having a good time by the end of your set. So that was really cool to see, especially how like of a start that you had, because this guy basically just totally botched.
He had the worst night of his life.
Oh,
but
for
it worked
sure.
out well
I
for
feel
you.
so bad for him at the same time.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him because like in like sound check, he was like literally throwing down, and I'm like, dude, I can't wait to hear this guy right before I go up, and then that happened, and yeah, and I'm like, okay, the crowd is quiet. They've been here like half the night. I'm just gonna turn it off, I guess.
And you did. It was great.
So
it was
that
so fun.
Was that just kind of like affirmation for you? Like, this is what I want to do. Is that kind of how that felt when you went up there and you got everybody turned around?
I mean, like I already knew like what it was gonna feel like. To me, it wasn't really like about like the feeling. It was about like being in a place and being the one that's like pushing out this music for them to to put out those vibes for them, and to be able to play like my unique set that other people aren't playing.
That's awesome. I think that is probably the best mindset you can have, especially in such a competitive industry, right? I mean,
it gets
even
it gets competitive.
The big people, even, I mean, right? How many albums they put out once a month, right? Aren't there people still just cranking them out 24 songs?
I mean, it depends. Like there's some like Skrillex just put out like a few tracks, which he like hasn't put out a couple of tracks. But then
he's always a little bit behind, right? Too though, he's always kind of a little slower, perfectionist style versus a Dead Mouse who has like 300 albums out that you can listen to at any given time.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you got it, keep putting that music out. Like no need to stop the horse from running. Like people want to hear it. Like your fans want to hear what you're producing.
Yeah.
Well, see, what I really appreciate, WebGem, is you actually coming on here, because we were getting you right at the start. We're getting you at the start of everything. You just had your first gig at a venue, and it was so cool that you were able to come on to the show and discuss the process a little with us and share your experiences and what you're all about. Where can people find you? So give me what's your social media? You mentioned a bunch of them so far. This is where we're going to put them on the screen. What do you got out there? Where can people find you?
So we got Twitter. I'm Melodic Dubstep, which I feel like is like a really cool name to have. So I haven't changed that. Melodic Dubsteps. Super edgy.
Okay.
Instagram, I'm like WebGem Music. I've been producing and posting recently under Web, so W3B. You can find that like in your streaming services. if you want to check that out. And then I'm posting new stuff
that's
under WEBGEM.
Spotify, Apple Music, all the big names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and then my SoundCloud, if you want to check out my new stuff and leave comments, just WEBGEM.
Cue balls, you can find all that below. You can find Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, as well as all the links we threw up on the screen. Check them out. Great music, great times. I mean, who doesn't want to go to a rave, right?
Dude, I'm honestly...
Everybody's there to be happy.
Dude,
that's what it's about.
I'm a raver now, man. I'm a raver.
Yeah. Hey, it's never too late.
It's never too late. No, I don't... Honestly, when I was there, I don't think people knew how old I was because I also had a bucket hat on and sunglasses on the whole time.
You were not the oldest person there.
No.
And I'm not talking about your family members. Yeah. I'm literally saying you are not going to be the oldest person there. It is a cross age genre.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the precursors to dubstep? We had just straight
up
electronica, you know, we had
techno and house music. Like that's like,
oh yeah,
that stuff still is, that's what's up, you know.
70s, right? I mean, I think that's really where all this kind of started with scratching records and things like that. So yeah, you're going to have the people that hang out, want to be there, and just have a good time. At the end of the day, nobody likes the guy who's there to crowd kill, right?
That's true.
That guy's always kicked out of the show pretty quick.
Yeah,
so.
and don't let that guy get your vibe down, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Do what you're there to do, you know, and that's to do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah,
See
that
cool
plur. That plur.
What is that? Peace, love,
unity, and respect.
Peace, love, unity, and respect, baby.
Also, Rage Nation.
Also, WEBGEM, real quick, you could, if you would like to, that's totally up to you. But as we as you head out here, if you want to give us a little snippet of your up and coming newest sound bit, feel free to do that. We can play that on here, and we can wish you nothing but success in the future, and play you out.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on here. This is awesome.
Oh, thanks for being on. This is awesome. This has been such a good time.
All right, cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to add? No?
No, I'm just excited to, start getting out there, really. I said a bunch,
Yeah.
You guys gonna have me on again if there's...
Oh, we will. We will take you up on that offer then.
Yeah, so we'll do something.
You better not regret it.
Yeah.
When you get big and famous, we're definitely
we're definitely gonna say, hey man, remember that time you said
that one time?
Yeah.
Can you get us a couple views?
Are you guys gonna stick with Bald by Choice?
Oh,
Is that the cover-up name?
Yeah. Oh yeah, BBC. Yeah, Bald by Choice.
BBC.
BBC.
That was the follow-up to a cover-up name. So that's what we related.
Bald by Choice.
Brett.
Wow, that was fun.
It was cool, man.
That was really cool. It's always fun talking to other people that are in the music space, especially somebody who hasn't been able to be in it for so long and has wanted to be in it. Kind of get the vibe of what's going on, but I'm glad we did that. I think this is it's definitely the way to start season 2.
What season are we at?
So I was gonna say season 1.
Oh,
let's pretend that one didn't happen. But yeah, we're already at season 2. No, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do that. Glad it all worked out timing wise, and it eventually we got there. But yeah, can't wait to hear the music. I haven't had a chance yet to check it all out.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I've heard what's been sent to us. So
yeah. Well, here's my take on it. It's just so cool to, I don't know. It's just so I don't want to say inspiring, but because I'm not gonna do this. I have no rhythm in my body. But like it is kind of inspiring to see, how like a young mind like that can create such cool stuff and be super good at it and take it from literally messing around with sounds and stuff and sound bits or whatever to then performing it in front of people. I think that's so cool.
Oh yeah,
I think that's so cool.
It is so cool. That is something I have never done, and all of the music of my life that I've played, I've never written a song and then played it for somebody. I've written songs, I've never played them for anybody. I've never gone through that process. So that's so cool.
Until today. Here we go. Chris had his original song that he wrote himself.
Bluegrass.
All saxophone solos.
All saxophone solos. No, it's really cool. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I miss it. But it is funny to me where me, I'm the guy who tries to find new music. But as I open up my Spotify, I'm looking at, my last 35 songs are songs from college that I hadn't listened to in forever because I was so excited to get back into that. And that's 2010 music. So it's cool to hear what's going on in different spaces. It's cool to kind of that underground, as he said, is really where everything comes from. I mean,
everyone starts somewhere, artists. Right? I mean,
Mac Miller, he started underground. We're going to call that in big air quotes because his genre was not underground, but you know what I'm saying? You get all the big people from that space. And I think that's really cool to just hear the process, hear what's coming. First gig right off the press.
I mean, literally, it was literally like a week ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. Everyone has a start. And we even, we started with hair, pal.
Don't remember that.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, apparently we did.
And you know what? And something clicked and something changed, and now here we are. But no, that was really cool. And I'm actually really excited for what's in store for season 2 because this is just the start. We just had I think this is the season of guests, man.
I think so. I think we're gonna have somebody on every episode. We're gonna knock on wood.
Yeah.
Hope y'all could heard that. I don't think it was.
No, we're gonna edit the actual wood knocking sound.
No, I want that sound.
There wasn't one, bud. Okay. Yeah. Well. But yeah, no, I think that's what was lacking in season 1 is we didn't really have any guests, and I think we're just gonna say, crank it to 11, baby, and we're gonna have all the guests on every episode.
And let's be real, as much as y'all love us, y'all hate listen to our voices at this point. So,
hey, speaking of other voices, what's going on with Brandon?
What's going on with Brandon? We're talking about raves today, boys and girls. What's going on with me? I'm a rave goer. Haven't been to one in a long time, but a little story about I've never been to a big one. I've just been to a few small raves. I like to get dressed. I went to one of those paint ones where they spray paint on you. Went to just a Zed concert. That was cool. Chris never goes to raves because Chris sucks. So, best rave I've ever been to? It's called Balls. Yeah, like Harry Balls, the mayor of Fort Wayne. Used to be. There were glow sticks. There was a lot of alcohol involved, a lot of dancing, and a lot of mud. But had a good time. I really like EDM. I think it's awesome. Skylar's cousin here. It's a DJ. Maybe he can make our intro for my podcast, The Educated Fan. That's right, fans. The name's changed. Thanks for having me.
All right, cue balls. Well, hey, thanks for sticking with us. Thank you for, tagging along for the very first rhythmic episode of the Bold by Choice podcast. I'm Skylar.
And I'm Chris O. And I really hope you all check out our guest today and listen to all of his music and find the links below once again. And that intro, that banging intro that we have.
That intro.
That's him.
WEBGEM, check him out. Like Chris said, everything is in the description below. And go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to all his platforms. And like we say at the end of every episode, stay bald, stay bold, and we'll talk to you next week.
guy.